everyone, welcome back to my video. I hope you're all having a great day today. As for now, I will be sharing with you on how I shade white hair. To be honest, I used the same brushes as my previous white hair tutorial. But for this tutorial, the shading method is more advanced. Before we get straight into it, I will provide you with the canvas size required for this hair shading. Also, a lot of you aren't subscribing to my channel yet, so please subscribe, like, and share. It really means a lot to me. Thank you. Okay, now let's get started by opening the layer window here. After this, find the layer which you use for the base color of the hair. Now, let's add a new layer on top of the base color, shall we? Now, on the newly made layer, let's clip it on the base color below. Now, on the bottom right corner, you will see normal. Click on it. Now, on the blending mode, we will choose the option that says multiply. Now, let's pick the color for the first shade. We will open the color window. Now here, I will adjust the color so it will make a grayish-purple color. After choosing the color, let's make the outlines for the hair. Here, I use the Oriental Shanshui brush. Using this brush, we will make strokes closest to the line art, just like what I'll be doing here. This took me quite some time, so I speed up the video. This gacha character's hair is quite long, which means that I should do a lot more outlines, strands, and shading to the hair. For the white hair shading base color, I don't use entirely white, but instead, I use light purple. This color is also found somewhere on the top right corner of the Gacha Club color palette. Now, let's open the brush window and select our new brush. This, for me, is the ultimate hair shading brush, the round brush particle. I always use this brush on almost every hair shading video. Okay, now, let's open the layer window. Now, as usual, we will add a new layer. Now, let's clip the newly made layer. Now, go to the bottom right corner that says normal. Now we will be choosing multiply again. Now, go to the very bottom right corner. You will see a parameter there. You can slide left and right to adjust the opacity. Set the opacity to about 60%. Now, do some strokes on the upper part and the lower part of the hair. But here, I leave the middle part empty. Do this all the way until the hair is fully shaded. I'll be speeding up this part of the video so you can clearly see what I'm doing. Besides, it really took time for me to do this part. Moving on to shading the side parts of the hair. It's a little bit tricky because the side parts of the hair are a little bit curvy. My favorite part is doing this part, the back part, because it's the easiest for me. Okay, now we're gonna move on to the next step. Now, let's open the layer window again. As usual, we will be adding a new layer. Alright, now we will clip again the new layer. Now, go to normal, and then multiply. Now, let's set the opacity to about 80%. Since we're done with this part, let's close the brush window and zoom into the hair. Like last time, start making strokes from the top and the bottom part of the hair. Again, this process is very time-consuming, so I speed up the video. Keep in mind that in this shading, we are still using the same brush, round brush particle. It's really tricky shading the sides of the hair. because it's really curvy. I know this looks purple, but I promise you it's gonna look white later. Alright, since we're done, let's open the layer window. The next step is we add another layer. Now I know what you're thinking. No, we're not going to clip this layer. Instead, we will drag this layer above the line art layer. Just like that. Now, let's close the layer window. And then now, choose a lighter color in the hair and start shading the strands. And yes, I normally do the strands one by one. Here, I will speed up the video a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. I don't really like shading the back part because it's quite difficult. But for the sides and the loose hair in the bottom, I really like it. I still don't really like shading the curves because it's still pretty hard to do it. The loose hair strands in the back part of this hair, it's really satisfying to draw. Alright, now we're done with this part. Now, we are going to add a new layer. After adding the new layer, let's close the layer window. Now, look at the parameter here. We'll make the size smaller, and then adjust the colors to make it lighter. Now, after making the brush thinner, let's add more hair strands. As you can see, with more hair strands, it looks more detailed now. But again, this one is very time consuming. I also add the tiny hair strands on the back part. Also, don't forget to merge these 3 layers down. Also, make sure to merge it together with the 2 hair strands up there. I'm very sorry because I forgot to screen record that part. But if you merge it down together, you will end up with 1 layer for the hair. Now, we click filter and color balance to make the hair blue. And no, we're not gonna shade blue hair, we're still gonna shade white hair. But in order to shade white hair, we need to shade the blue hair first. Now, I will make some shines to the hair. We do this by adding a new layer, clip it to the hair, and then set the blending mode to add. And now, we go back to color balance and adjust the color. You can do these settings after you make the hair blue. As you can see, it transformed into a whitish color hair, even though it's a very light blue, because technically it's impossible to make a pure white hair on ibispaint, that won't work. Now, I added some more adjustments to the hair, such as adding some lightings. You can add extra lightings on the darker parts. You can also change colors for the highlight. I did a little more adjustments to the hair so it looks more attractive. You can also add little sparkles on the hair by using the sputtering brush. And I guess with all of this finished, we're all done with the tutorial. Thank you so much for watching my video. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe, like, and share this video. It might be a very little thing to you, but it means the world to me. Again, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye!